So for starters, if you are brand new to Motivewave, I do recommend having the order flow version, which I believe is 50 a month. You don't need it, but it works best with the charts that are sent. Like if you're using Milk's yellow box chart, it's best to have um, the order flow version at least. You can go higher up, but that's just what we recommend to start with. And then after that, so when you first load up Motivewave, actually, can everyone see this right now? Just the Motivewave here. Okay. So what you're gonna want to do right now, I have all these options, and I could just go in there and load into any of them, whether it's like FTT, Top Step, Take Profit, or Apex. And if you don't have this, which you won't when you originally get Motivewave, you're gonna want to go to Options, Workspaces, and then New Workspace. And then depending on what prop firm it is, you can name this whatever. This doesn't matter, so we'll just say like, so name this whatever you'd like. And then you're going to go in and select Rhythmic because most prop firms that you sign up with, you're going to be using Rhythmic as the data feed. Like for Apex, we use Rhythmic, FTT, we use Rhythmic. And then you could choose like specific ones for other prop firms, but I always go with Rhythmic. So select that. Then this username, this one actually does matter. This is going to be whatever the prop firm provides you. So you'll normally see it like with FTT, you'll see it on the dashboard. Same thing with Apex. Sometimes I think like Top Step will send it to your email. Whatever the username is, you'll put that in here, right? And then after that, you'll make sure that this is on non-aggregated and then click test connection. And if you actually have a username in here, it'll work, but right now it won't and then once that works, you do create workspace, and then you'll put the same username you put in right here, put that in here, and then for password, whatever your password is that the prop firm gave you. And then for last up, Gateway Chicago, you just want this to be whatever is closest to you. So like for California, the closest thing to me is going to be Chicago. And then keep this on non-aggregated, and system is whatever the prop firm tells you to do. Like for example, if you're on Apex, you're going to want to change the system to Apex. And like for FTT, where is that at? Fast track trading right there. So whatever it is, that's what you'd select. So one thing that I think everyone should know that's pretty simple is how to import the charts that Milk sends or any other charts that are sent from Motivewave. So what you're going to want to do is download the file, whatever you're trying to put in. So download today's yellow box chart. And once the file is downloaded to your computer, you're going to want to go here, import, and then select the most recent one. You normally want to clear those out. I always just haven't done that for the last few days. And then once you import it, go back in and you should see the name. Normally to clear this all out, click manage, and then you can go through and delete them all. I've just been lazy and not doing it. But go back in, select the one you just imported, and now you'll see that the yellow box chart loads up on your screen. Once this loads, we'll start going over placing orders and everything. And this sometimes, depending on your computer connection, can take a bit to load, especially with the order flow version, because it's just trying to pull in a lot of data. Okay, here we go. So again, market's closed right now, so we won't be able to place any actual orders. But one thing I've been seeing a lot of is when people are placing orders, they're opening up both a so let's first off go over how to place an order. You can either go into positions and buy or sell at market. Obviously, if you want to go long, you're going to be buying. And if you want to go short, you're going to be selling. Okay? Now, if you want to get into a limit, go over here on this price axis, right-click it, and then hover this trade. Then you have all these options here. So the main thing I like to use is limit plus stop / limit. And what that does is you'll have your limit set, and then it'll have your stop and limit placed as well. So if it goes up to either one, it'll fill it and close the opposite order. Or say you were trying to get in fast, so you just bought market or sold market, and you're now wanting to place orders for your TP and your stop. What you're going to want to go do is go in here and do OCO limit plus stop. And what this is going to do is it's going to place a limit and your stop. And when one of them gets filled, the other will get canceled. Because what I've been seeing a lot of people do is they'll go and put a limit order. Like say you're in long, so you put your limit order up here, and then they'll go and put their stop order down here. Now the problem with that is it can go up and hit this limit order and fill you. Say you made, I don't know, 500 bucks. You make 500 bucks, but then the market reverses and it comes back down. Your stop order is still going to be there, and it'll fill that. So you'd then be going short off of this. So like say you had a stop order, fills that, and then it reverses back. You may wake up and still be in a position that's down. Like it could be up or down depending on where the market went, or your account could just be liquidated if it went the wrong direction. So never have a limit order and stop order open that aren't connected, like through this OCO limit plus stop. Or you could wake up to a lost account. What else? One thing that I really like to use is these bracket orders. So what you want to do to create these, like the 4, 7, 10, you'll go up here to this little settings button and then go to exit strategies. And then from here, so this is the 4, 7, 10 one. Basically, you have 3 different orders that'll get set up. Each one sells a third of it. The third TP will, like say if you have 10 contracts, it'll be 3, 3, and 4, just because this is 34% and this is 33 and 33. You then put in the stop you want each contract to have. So for the 4, 7, 10, we typically run a 5-point stop. So these are ticks, so it'd be 20 ticks or 5 points. And then you have your first TP, which is 16 ticks or 4 points. Second TP at 28 ticks or 7 points. And then final TP at 40 ticks or 10 points. And then the last thing you do to set it up is do break even, 28. So once this TP is hit, all other orders will be moved stops to break even. And you just set that by doing offset 0 enabled. So whenever TP2 is hit, or 28 ticks, all orders will go to break even. And to make sure this is active, all you do is have this little power button turned on. This is what it looks like when it's turned off. This is what it looks like when it's turned on. And the thing that's really nice about this is when it's turned on, I can go in and just say, like do 15 contracts. I could sell market, and all of these contracts will then be set according to this exit strategy. And then you can create different exit strategies however you'd like. And last up, say this wasn't turned on and you got in really fast, you sold market, you were in 15 contracts. What you can do, instead of going into each one and like setting up the OCO for TP1 and then setting it up for TP2 and then setting it up for TP3, you can just click this little power button here and then click this little clip mark. Click that and it'll then automatically just throw this exit strategy onto whatever your current position is based off of where you were filled. If you average down, so if you average down and you leave this on, so like say, let's just use a quick example and then George, I'll get back to you. Say you get filled at 57.60, right? Say you're going short, your stop would be 57.65, and then you'd have 56, 53, and 50 as your TPs. Say we continued all the way up to 64 and you wanted to enter in more. If this power button was still on, you could just click sell market, or you could have a limit there, whatever it may be. And it'll then put in a new 4, 7, 10 for this specific fill. So like your average fill may be, say like 57.62. But this 57.64 order would have a stop placed at 57.69, and then you could have a 57.61, 57.58, and 54 orders placed in, or however that may be. Or if you want all of them, you want to average down and you still want all of them to have the same TPs, what you can do is close all the orders. Like you'll see the orders up over here, and you could just click C on them, which will close them all, and then click this little paper mark again. And what that'll do is then take the average fill, which is now 57.62, and it'll put your stop at 57.67, and then fill out the TPs accordingly. So you would just close them all and then click this up here, and it give them all the same TP and stop. Yeah, so they can be separate, or you can get them all together. Like for me personally, depending on the trade, like sometimes I'll average into a position as well. So like say we went short at pivot at 57.64, and then we continued down and broke secondary pivot, and I want to enter in more. I'll just keep this on, click sell market, and then it'll just open up a new 4710 for that specific position, for the move down. Oh yeah, there's one thing, a good thing, Amanda. Cross trading. So if you're on, so when we send out the charts for ES, there's not a chart sent out for MES, but say you want to trade MES contracts instead while looking at the ES chart, because this is what has all the zones on it. All you need to do is right click the chart and make sure there's a check mark here on cross trade to MES. So when you first load in, it won't have that set up. So right click, click cross trade, and then however many contracts you buy or sell here, it'll be MES contracts instead of regular ES contracts. For copy trading, another good one, Amanda. You'll go into the top left where it says file, and then do new and click trade copier account. And when you do that, you'll then have the option to add any accounts. So like say you have 10 FTT accounts, you click this and then you'll select which ones you want to be in the copier account. And then you could select the accounts over here with this little drop down. And one thing, if you want to add a little toolbar over here on the side, if you click Alt and C at the same time, it'll pull up this thing over here. If you click it again, it'll go away. And over here, you pretty much have anything you'll ever need. Like if you want to add in a little text box, just for like notes or whatever on your charts, whole bunch of different things that you can go through. The main thing I use it for is either going to be the text box, or you can set up your zones like this, or if you have an order that you want to have displayed like this. You can move these around however. If you want to set these zones at like a specific price, you can come in here and change it however you'd like.